everyone, and this is what I call my horrible prediction show for Wrestlemania 29. Typically I do these shows just for the purpose of, making a prediction of how the matches will go based on the storylines and what we've seen on TV over the period of time setting up the pay-per-view. So, basically going to start off with a pre-show match, Wade Barrett versus The Miz. In this case, I actually feel like it would probably be more beneficial, and they would probably actually do it, putting the title on The Miz at this point, just because of just on the aspect that, Wade Barrett really hasn't done too much with the Intercontinental title ever since he got it, and he's had it for quite some time at this point, so I feel like a change is a little bit necessary, so I'm going with The Miz in this one. Next match I'm going to go off with is Brutus Clay and Tensai and the Funkadactyls versus Team Rhodes Scholars and the Bella Twins. Honestly, this one is probably going to be an aspect where they'll probably go more towards the faces on this one. This match is probably more going to be that for fun match. You might see a few comedy spots here and there. That's what this match typically seems like it's going to be, and typically the faces will win that one. So I feel like the Tensai, Brutus Clay, and the Funkadactyls will win that match and win that match. Next match I'm going off on is the Chris Jericho Fandango match. Honestly, I've not been liking the storyline. If you watched any of my reviews leading into WrestleMania, they haven't done anything with Fandango. He hasn't had any matches yet. This is his debut match, and it feels a little much putting him in there with Chris Jericho right away. Chris Jericho's a great performer, and I'm hoping to see a good match out of it, but it feels like it's a little much giving this character, Fandango, such a big name so quickly. But more than likely, they will put Fandango over in this match. They do like putting people over in their debuts, so I'm going with Fandango in this one. Next one is Team Hell No, Daniel Bryan and Kane versus Big E Langston and Dolph Ziggler. Honestly, once again, another debut for in-ring. Obviously, Big E Langston's done more with interference and everything over the past so many months since December. But still, his in-ring debut for actually having a match. Again, I feel like they usually like putting people over in their debut matches, and I feel like they will give the tag team titles to Dolph Ziggler and Big E Langston in this sense. And I'll be talking a little bit more on Dolph here in a few minutes as well. Next match is Ryback and Mark Henry. They've been building this as the two powerhouses colliding type match. I'm expecting some kind of a brawl from this match, the two of them showing off their strength in some way, shape, or form. And I feel like they'll more than likely put Ryback over in this one to build a little bit more momentum for him for potential feuds here in the future. So definitely going to see Ryback here. It has the potential of being a very fun match, so hopefully it ends up being that. Now to Randy Orton, Sheamus, Big Show versus The Shield, the six-man tag. Honestly, I don't think they're completely done with The Shield yet. I think they're going to be putting them over in this match. Mainly also on the aspect that, the way it's been building with Sheamus, Randy Orton, and Big Show, how that team's been building. I have a feeling that one of those three is going to turn heel at some point in time during this match. And the way that I've seen it, at least in my own eyes, I feel it's going to be Orton. Though I wouldn't be shocked if it was Sheamus as well. But I'm feeling that Randy Orton sometime during that match is going to actually turn heel. So I do feel the Shield's going to go over in this match. And if it's any indication from all their other matches, it should be a lot of fun to watch this match. The next match to go over is the Alberto Del Rio and Jack Swagger one. Honestly, the way this match has been built, it's probably one of their better storylines going into the WrestleMania pay-per-view itself. Just the way that they built Jack Swagger as a heel and Alberto Del Rio as a face, I feel like they've done an extremely good job on that sense. I do feel, since, with everything that happened, out of the show and everything with Jack Swagger, and apparently his future still being up in the air, more than likely they're going to have Alberto Del Rio win this match. But in sense as well, I feel that Dolph Ziggler is going to cash in Money in the Bank this time. Mainly just because, you have the aspect that they've never done it at a WrestleMania. This would probably be a good time to pull that off. They definitely have a way of doing it, have Alberto Del Rio win the match in some way, shape, or form, and then have Jack Swagger attack him, causing him to be laid out, and then Dolph Ziggler comes in at that point. So I do feel, like I said, Alberto Del Rio will win the initial match, and then Dolph Ziggler will come in and cash Money in the Bank. So that leads off to the other three main events, starting out with Brock Lesnar and Triple H. Honestly, I feel this is a very simple one. That Triple H is probably going to go over in this game and in this match, just because the aspect, he put over Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. It's more than likely going to be a turnabout here where Brock Lesnar puts over Triple H. So Triple H on this one. The next match is Undertaker versus CM Punk. Honestly, the other great storyline build I thought that they did during WrestleMania, with everything they did with CM Punk trying to get in Undertaker's head. All honesty, I feel this is another easy one. I am a big CM Punk fan, but the streak doesn't end in any way, shape, or form. There's no reason for it to end. That no matter how good the story build is, there's no reason to actually end the streak, so Undertaker's going to win this match. Which leads to the main event of the show, John Cena and The Rock. Last year when I was talking about this match, all I wanted to see was a decent match and allow the crowd to actually carry the rest of the match to make it look like it was an even better match. This year, I feel that the two of them need to put on a lot better of a style match than they put on last year. They did put on a decent match, and it was made a lot better with the crowd. I feel that the crowd will still be amped up for this match, but I feel that this year, the two of them need to put on something more than what they performed last year, and hopefully both of them can do it. I know they definitely have the ability of putting on some very high quality matches, and hopefully the two of them can work it out together and actually put on a really good match for the main event of the show. Now, in that sense, at this point, with Rock being the WWE champion going into the pay-per-view and more than likely not going to be around too often after WrestleMania, more than likely they're going to put the belt on John Cena this year and have him go over The Rock versus last year where Rock went over John Cena. And yeah, so definitely John Cena in this one. So that's pretty much the predictions of how I feel that the storylines and the matches are going to go via the WrestleMania 29 card. I thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.